ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वर्ष नंबर 422। दृष्ट दुखेषु अनुद्वेगो विद्याया प्रस्तुतं फलम् यत्कृतं भ्रांति वेलायां नाना कर्म जुगुप्सितम् पश्चान्नरो विवेकेन तत्कथं कर्तुम् अर्हति। See the translation. The result of knowledge is indifferentiates towards worldly sorrows. How can he who performs blameworthy deeds in delusion perform them again when he possesses right discrimination? We are studying the science of reality and its benefits. What are the benefits of the self-realization? Every human being thinks. When we start work, we think what we will get, what the result of this work. Especially when we do some spiritual work, some rituals, this question must come in our mind. What the fruit? Why should I do this work? If I tell someone, chant Hanuman Chalisa every day, immediately he will ask me, what the result? What will I get? In worldly activities, sometimes we ignore it. We do so many useless things just for time pass. We go to club and we do not ask what the result, what will I get. Even we pay. We go to see the movie, we do not ask what the result. But if I say someone, you go every day to temple and do worship of the Lord, chant Hanuman Chalisa, immediately the first question would be, what? What the result? So every time in a spiritual process, someone will ask why. And this, the self-realization, is a very big project. A self-realization is in spirituality The final work, the culmination, the peak of spirituality. Obviously, a question will arise, what is the fruit? That is why Shankaracharya here is giving some explanations about the fruit. What is the fruit of self-realization? The self-realization will supposed to give you liberation. If you are self-realized, you will get, definitely you will get liberation after death. In rituals, always we say that you will go to heaven, go to Vaikuntha or other divine lokas, but they will be available to you. The condition is after death. So death is condition. Here we call it Videha Mukti, liberation after death. We have self-realization, but when body will die, body will finish, there is no body, then Videha Mukti will be available. So it is its consequence. But if another consequence happens, it is very special. It is called Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti. This state is very significant. It is like you are in body without body. Here Shankaracharya writes, Drisht. In Sanskrit, there is a word for Pap Punya, impressions. The word is Adrisht. Adrisht means we cannot see. It is not visible. It is there, but it is not visible. No one can access. Only God knows. We have done lots of work, lots of deeds. The work has completed. The work has over now. But there are so many work deeds, they did not give their results. So they are with us in our storehouse. No one can access like a memory chip, very small memory chip. There may be millions of millions impressions. When you have device, you can access. Otherwise, they are not visible. In our intellect, inner instrument is like a chip. It has capacity unlimited. It can store unlimited memory. Only God can access. They are there, but they are not visible. That is why they is adrisht. Shankaracharya says, Vidyaya prastutam phalam drishta dukkhesu anudavega. Vidyaya means self-realization. Here, Vidya does not mean the bodily knowledge. Here, Vidya means the knowledge of self. What is the fal? Its fruit. So see, once realization happens, but body is there. This state is called Videha Mukti. Body is not limited to you. You can play with gross and subtle world because you are not part of the world. You are different from the world. You can with misery and as well as with happiness, you can play with them. So Jivan Mukti is a byproduct of the self-realization. When realization happens immediately, it starts giving its fruit. Its result is in front of you. Adrishta dukkhesu anudavego vidyaya phalam. Let's understand this way. Somewhere is darkness, and we bring light. When light comes, without any delay, any moment, the darkness dissipates. The very moment there is light, there is no darkness. Realization means knowledge. It removes ignorance immediately. And it has nothing to do with destiny. It is like this. If in the room there is darkness and you put light, so light, what will do? The darkness will dissipate. And simultaneously, in your room, there is a chair, furniture, or cockroach, snakes. Every object you can see. These are another result. Darkness dispels because of light. And another result is you can see objects. Same. And your light cannot change objects. Objects are there. Good or bad. If there is a snake in the room and you put the light, you can see the snake. Light cannot change snake into a rope or other good thing. Light only can see, only can show, illuminate. So self-realization, what it does, just removes ignorance. It is nothing to do with destiny. So destiny is with the body. Body and destiny will continue. And in this state, after realization, according to destiny, happiness and miseries will come. When they come in your life, what happens? When miseries come, he feels miserable. When happiness comes, he feels happy. Here, the difference is the self-realized person becomes indifferentiates in both states. Happiness comes, he is not identified with the happiness. Sorrow comes, it just come and go. We wait for happiness. We wait for pleasure very eagerly, impatiently. When they come, they make us agitated, uneasy. Here Shankaracharya says, the first fruit of the realization is dukkhesu anudabhiganmanaha. The sorrow will come, misery will come, but they cannot make you agitated. They cannot make you disturbed. In Gita, Lord Sri Krishna was asked, second chapter, what is the definition of a steady wisdom? Then Lord Sri Krishna said, same one, dukkhesu anudabhiganmana sukkhesu vigatapriya vitaraga bhaya krodha. He said, O Arjuna, that person is called a man of steady wisdom when his mind is not agitated in sorrow. He is free from longing for delights and has gone beyond attachment, fear, and anger. So this is the definition of steady wisdom. Dukkhesu anudabhiganmana, the sorrow will come according to destiny. The realized person is not fighting with the destiny. He accepts whatever is coming. He accepts. Dukkhesu anudabhiganmana. There are so many types of sorrow. In our scriptures, there are 3 types of dukkha, misery, sorrow. Daihik, Daivik, Adhyatmik. I repeat, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adhidaivik. Like fever, headache. These are physical sorrows, pain. It is adhyatmic sorrow. And miseries because of like tiger, snake, mosquito, they are adibhautik. And third one is caused by cyclone, flood, and earthquake, supernatural. We call it adhidaivik. Every misery is to make us miserable. But enlightened person, the realized person, does not become under their influence. This is the first result of self-realization. They will not create any restlessness in the self-realized person. Whatever, either happiness or misery, come. But I am not interested. You have come, you are not invited. The jnani, the realized person, develops capacity to ignore them, ignore things. So miseries will come, but but you will not be miserable. Miseries are there, but you are not miserable. I am not miserable. He does not try to avoid destiny because he is above the destiny. And sometimes, usually, they may have divine power, but they do not use them to avoid that destiny. Shankaracharya says, Drishta Dukkha Anudvega Vidyaya Prasutam Phalam. This is the first fruit of the Brahma Vidya. Yatkritam Bhranti Velayam Nana Karma Jugukshitam. And in preceding state, when that person was not realized, it was common man. It was also doing activity like other person. Some good activity, some bad activity. But Paschan Naro Vivekena, having achieved self-realization, na tat katham kartum arasi. Now it's doing completely becomes different. See, when it was just ignorance, he was doing with intention, with desire, with attachment. Now work will be done. Having realized body is there, mind is there, sense organs are there, and they are perfectly working rightly. So work will be done. But without attachment, without desire, without intention, work is being done. But I am not doer. Tat katham karatumarasi. So this work will not produce any result. Now next one. Vidya phalam syad asato nivrittihi प्रवृत्तिरज्ञान फलम तदीक्षितम सत्याग्योर यन मृग तृष्णिकादौ नोचेत विदाम दृष्ट फलम किमस्मात्. See the translation. Turning away from the unreal should be the result of knowledge. Attachment to the unreal is the result of ignorance. Such is seen to be the case of one who knows mirage, etc., and one who does not help what other tangible result to be the knower of reality again. See the result. Vidya phalam syad asato nivritti. Shankaracharya again saying next step. What is the further? He says, Vidya phalam syad asato nivritti. Vidya means the self-knowledge. Its result is asato nivritti. See, in this verse, he is stating difference between realized and ignorant person. What the Vidya does? Vidya means self-realization. Its work is turning away from the unreal should be the result of knowledge, and vice versa. Attachment to the unreal is the result of ignorance. So let's understand this fact. It is like this. We have tasted the sea water. Sea water is salty. This water will not quench your thirst. Then, if you want to drink sweet water, you never drink the sea water. When you see the water of the ocean, the water of the Ganges, they appear same. But your understanding will say that there is a difference. For your thirst, you drink the Ganges water. Asato nivritti. Here, he is taking an example, very famous example, Mirage. He is saying, Mrigatrishti Kadav. Very famous example in Vedanta. The sun rays, when creates illusion of water in hot sand, there appears a river, water, pure water. And think we are thirsty. There is a river of the water. We start to go there. And finally, we reached. And we see there is no water. There is just sand and hot sun rays. No water. It's all. You are thirsty. You want water. And from far away, you see another river of the water. Same. But you have known. This is the same thing there also. If you are intelligent, you can understand. There is no different thing there. There is also like same. Here is no water, same. There is also no water, just water appears. And we withdraw ourselves. Asad nivritti. Shankaracharya says, Vidya phalam shat asato nivritti. Your knowledge will say, there water appears, but there is no water, just appearance of the water. Asat, mithya. And you control yourself. Water may appear, but your result, because of vidya, because of your understanding, your wisdom, you can control yourself, you can withdraw yourself from that asat water, which does not exist, just appear, like this water. Asat nivritti. And vice versa. In desert, there are many deer. they also see the same water, same river in mirage, in sands, and the deer runs to water and he reached there, but there is no water. Then he see another far away, there is also water. He runs again, he runs again, he runs again. Here he says, Pravritti Ajnana Phalam. That is why we call it Mriga Trishna. Mriga means deer. Trishna means thirst. So Mrig, the deer cannot understand. The same thing is there also, like here, before some time I saw here water is, but when I reach, there is no water. Same will be there. He cannot understand. That is why he runs and runs and runs and finally dies. Mriga Trishna. So Vidya, knowledge, what gives? Knowledge says you should withdraw yourself because there is no water. Pravritti Ajnanam Phalam. And like a deer, it runs, runs and runs. I quote a mantra from Shiva Memra Stotra. Nahi swatma aramum vishaya mriga trishna brahmayat. These all objects are like the same. Yes, they appear. You taste them. Taste their existence. Taste their reality. And once you will find any result, same result is everywhere. You can apply. But we are running like deer. Tatkya ajyo yan mriga trishnikadau nochet vidam dishtapalam kimasmat. We test it somewhere and some person has give us misery. I was cheated by someone. Then we think this person is like this. Another person may be good. This object is like this. Another object may be good. And we are going like deer. Here and there. This object, another object. This pravritti, this running is because of ignorance. Now, next one. अज्ञान हृदय ग्रंथेर विनाशो यद अशेषता अनिच्छोर विषया किम्नु प्रवृत्ते कारणम स्वतः. I repeat again. अज्ञान हृदय ग्रंथेर विनाशो यदि अशेषता अनिच्छो विषय किन्नु प्रवृत्ते कारणम स्वतः. See the translation. When the knots of ignorance in the heart have been totally destroyed, what natural cause can prompt a person who is averse to sense pleasure to egocentric action? Okay, see one more time translation. If the heart's knot, ignorance is totally destroyed, what natural cause can there be for inducing such a man to selfish action, for he is averse to sense pleasures? He is giving more explanations in further. Ajnana Hridaya Granthi. First, think. The question is, why do we engage into worldly activity? Our eagerness is not in our hands. We are trying to enter into world deeply and deeply. We want more words. If I had 1 million, I want 2 million, 3 million, more and more, more and more. We want more and more. What's the cause? Why? You have one house. Is it not enough for you? No. I want one more, one more, one more, one more. What's the purpose? What the cause? The cause is only ignorance. In Vedanta, we have very simple answer. Ignorance. He says, Ajnana Hridaya Granthi. Ignorance is like a knot. You see, a rope. Rope is just rope. And you make a knot in the rope. There are so many types knots, knots. Now, there is nothing other than the rope. Just rope is there. But you have made the rope in knot. So smoothness is lost. Like a bamboo. There is a bamboo. And you put your hand, its surface. It goes very smoothly. But when knots come, you feel irritated. The knots is not different from the bamboo. It's also knot, bamboo. But it is not normal. So ignorance is not apart from that you, your mind. It is like a knot. Ajnana Hridaya Granthi. So this ignorance like a knot. It irritates you. It irritates like you are angry. Anger is a knot. Your spontaneity, you are quite calm. Suddenly it becomes angry. Your happiness disappears. You was so calm, so quiet, and now becomes very different person. You see mirror. Ajnana Hridaya, anger, greed, lust, desire, hate. These all are the knots in your heart which are created by ignorance. Ajnana Hridaya Granthi Vinaso Yadya Sheshata. Shankaracharya says, you have to remove this ignorance totally. Sometimes what happens in Mahabharata, there is an incident. Before the war, Lord Sri Krishna went to Duryodhana for a agreement to avoid a war. Sri Krishna said to Arjun, Duryodhan, give some 5 villages to Pandavas, and the war of the Mahabharata would be avoided. And Duryodhan said, don't give me lectures. Don't give me discourse. I know. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. I know what the good, what the bad. I know what is religion, what is sin, what is worship. This is not my problem. Knowing is not my problem. I know everything. Whatever you have said, I know that before. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. So this is not my problem. I know. I know more than you. Only problem is, I know, but I cannot apply in my life. The only problem is, if you can do something, then do. The problem is, I cannot apply. I cannot live my knowledge. Knowledge is different level. I am living in different level. No matching. Knowledge is in the brain. We are living somewhere else. Duryodhan said, I cannot apply. It is not my hand. Kenapi deven haristhitena. I think, he said, I think there are some divine power inside me, and whatever he wants to make me, he makes me. I do. This knowledge will not solve your problem. Every ignorant person has this situation. We know everything. We know everything. Everyone knows God is everywhere. I will not die. I am soul. I am divine. But see, what is going in life? Knowledge is somewhere else. We are somewhere else. There is no connection between knowledge and my life. Shankaracharya says, Yadi Seshata. If your knowledge is not useful to you, what is its use? If you cannot use your knowledge, then why have you taken its burden in your head? In scriptures are said, this knowledge is just a burden. Ajnana hridaya granthe vinaso yadi asheshata. If it will work, if you have knowledge, then apply. First, it apply in your life. You live with knowledge. You must live with your knowledge. And your knowledge is for you. We are searching others' knowledge. And we do not use our knowledge. Shankaracharya says, Ajnana hridaya granthi vinaso yadi sheshata. If you apply your knowledge, your wisdom, the knot of the ignorance will destroy completely. Then, Anicho Vishaya Kinnu Pravritti Karanam Sata. First, you were working for some reason. You were working for desire. You had many desires to fulfill. After realization, work will be done. Because everything is there. All requirements are there to work. Body is there. Mind is there. Sense organs are there. Everything is there. So work will be done. But I am not involved. Hands are working. Legs are going. Eyes are watching. Everything. Lord Sri Krishna said in Gita, Indriya Indriyarthesu vartante iti matva na sajjata. The work is being done. But this work is not being done by me. Tongue is tested. Nose is smelling. Skin is touching. Where I am? I am nowhere. And it's so Vishayankum. So see the difference. Before realization and after realization, the difference is before realization, it was completely obsessed. Completely obsessed. Attached. After realization, work is going on. But I am not doing. Pravritti karanam sutta. There is no cause for doing any work. Now, next one. Vasana anudayo bhogye vairagyasya tadavadhi aham bhavo daya bhavo bodhasya paramavadhi लीन वृत्तैरनुत्पत्तेः उत्पत्तेः उत्पत्तिर्मया मर्यादा उपपत्तेषु सा. I repeat again. वासना अनुदयो भोग्ये वैराग्यस्य तदावधि अहम भावो दयो भावो बोधस्य परमावधि लीन वृत्तैरनुत्पत्ति मर्यादा उपपत्तेषु सा. See the translation. The culmination of this person is when the sense objects do not excite any more desire. Supreme perfection of knowledge is when there is no egocentric feeling. The peak of the self-withdrawal is reached when the thoughts which have been merged manifest no more. See the translation again. When sense objects excite no more desire, then is the culmination of the dispassion. The extreme perfection of the knowledge is the absence of any impulsion of the egocentric idea. And the limit of the self-withdrawal is reached when the mind functions that have been merged no more appear. Three sadhanas. We discussed before also. Shankaracharya said three things. These three things are dispassion and wisdom and withdrawal from the sense objects. These three things are very essential in your inner journey. They are very practical. So we have to understand them deeply. First is dispassion. Here is giving a definition of dispassion. Sometimes you feel I am dispassionate. Some incident had happened in life. Some incident happened and we become just dispassionate. In today's world, we use like this depressed. Depressed man The depressed person has no interest in the world. But depression is not depression. They are just opposites. They are against each other. Sometimes when we lost someone, our beloved, and our mind thought is coming, there is nothing in the world. So remember, this is not discussion. This is just thought. This thought may go after some time. And this thought could have to go on. You see, when someone dies and we go to take it graveyard, Ram Nam Satya, Ram Nam Satya, the Lord's name is true. Yes. But this thought, when we come back, everything will forget. This is not dispersion. Shankaracharya says, dispersion means when the culmination of the dispersion is when sense objects do not excite. See the difference. He is not talking about yourself. He is not talking about your body. He is not talking about the object. He is talking about your desire. Vasana Anudaya. There is no desire. Objects are, then okay. If they are not, okay. Objects will not take your attention. Any type of object, it may be big or small. Any object, even Brahmalok, or even a needle, both are the same. You don't have any desire, not any love, not any hate, not any fear. Any object cannot create any thought in you. This is the dispersion's culmination. And aham bhavo dayo bhavo bodhasya paramavidhi. And your understanding, your wisdom. I am the self. This is the wisdom. Here, in this context, in Vivekchudamani, we are discussing wisdom means self-realization. Its last stage is when your egoness will disappear. I plus something. Something will be lost. I, body, I am the body. It is a mixed I. I am the prana, I am the mind. Only pure I. He says, aham bhavo dayo bhavo. Udaya means appears. When I am with this body, then I feel I am this body. I am amuk, so and so. This is the appearance. Before this body, I was there. That time, feeling was another body. So, culmination of the self-realization is all your boundary will be disappeared. And लीन वृत्ति अनुत्पत्ति मर्यादा उपरते सुता उपरते है. You are coming back. You are coming back in your place. In Kathopanishad, there is an incident, an anecdote. Yamaraj says, Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi Sariram Ratham Evatu. Very beautifully he had been drawn a picture of chariot. He says, know the Atmanam, yourself, as a master of the chariot. The body is chariot, the intellect is charioteer, and mind is range. The sense organs are horses, and bodily objects are their way. And you are walking continuously. You are on the tour continuously. You have forget your original home. You don't remember your home, your house. You are always wandering, always roaming with this chariot everywhere. Upapatti means come back. Say goodbye to horses, chariot, mind, everyone, and come back to your house. This is the Upapatti, the top of the Upapatti, the culmination of the Upapatti. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Isharo Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.